Thank you for watching Wicked Warnings. This is George at the Wicked Warnings Workbench with a quick how-to for our LED Hideaway Duo. This is a very popular LED light, 1-inch hole that's easily mounted in a variety of locations. This happens to be our low dome model right here. We also offer this light in a high dome with a unique 360 spread lens. This helps out in certain applications where you have the extra room and you can go ahead and insert this. You can get a little bit more spread. In the tighter applications where you don't have the room, by far the low dome is the way to go, because this is only about 3/8 of an inch tall, so it really takes up no room inside that factory lens. Each kit comes with 2 lights, one with a long wire and one with a shorter wire. Most of the time, what I prefer to do is to mount this module on the driver's side of the vehicle, and that way the longer wire goes over to the passenger side, the short wire comes on the driver's side, and then you'd be making your connections to the following wires. This light wires exactly the same way as my linear 4 and my TIR3, being that the red wire is your strobe positive input that turns on the strobe. The the blue wire is your negative pattern selection. Touch that to ground and you will get your pattern to change. Keep in mind to protect that so when your truck gets wet, it doesn't short out to ground. The black wire would be, of course, your negative. The yellow wire is your synchronization wire. This will be used when you want to connect more than one set of these lights, as in you have possibly 4 hideaways in the rear. So you'll be synchronizing by connecting the 2 yellows together, these 4 hideaways. I'll do a short demo on that in a minute. The white wire is your steady burn. That will be a positive input for a steady on of these 2 lights. Whether you use a switch or some other means to activate that, that is what the white wire does on my linear 4, my TIR3, and my LED Hideaway Duo. It is the steady on feature. So our newest series of lights right out of the box will have this pattern on them. If your lights start up with a single flash, just go ahead and adjust that blue wire to ground until you reach the pattern you like. If you're lucky enough to have one of our newest series, they will default out of the box with this pattern, which is by far, I think, the most useful and effective pattern. It's a triple flash. It's been around many, many years. Everybody does seem to recognize it, and it lets the light hang on long enough to be useful for a longer distance. A lot of the faster flashes are just simply so fast that the light doesn't have a chance to illuminate all the way and hang on long enough for long distance viewing. That's my opinion. Don't get all technical with me. That's what I feel. I like this pattern the best, and I use it the most often. You'll see it in my builds. Now let me go ahead and add another set into here and show you what the synchronization will do. As you can see, the blue ones are our older module, and that would be the default pattern they turn on with. We can adjust that very easily by tapping the blue wire to ground to get the same pattern that we have on the white. So now, as you can see, I was able to synchronize the 2 inner lights against the 2 outer lights. Now you can do some pretty interesting stuff like this if you wanted to, say, switch one of the white lights from the white set over to the blue set. You can have an alternating white and blue top and bottom for your rear, or if you have 4 hideaways in the front, you don't necessarily have to have them set up exactly like this. Variety of different ways to put this together. You can synchronize a maximum of 8 of our lights together. So if you're trying to synchronize more than 8, you'll have an issue. I suggest you break down your system to sets of 8 lights or less, and that way it'll work. All the patterns, almost all the patterns, are synchronizable. Some of them are not, and are very easy to adjust. Let me display the steady on mode for you. There's the steady on white, and you could elect to keep the blue warning. You could steady on the blue as well, depending on how you wire it. The steady on will always override the strobe. So once the steady on signal is lost, it will revert back to strobe as long as there's power on that red wire. I do hope this was helpful. I'd like to see what creations you make with the Wicked Warnings LED Hideaway Duo. Feel free to give us a call, email, if we can be of any assistance. Thanks again for watching. Have a great day.